Hello everyone, my name is Vaibhav Puranik and today we're going to talk about a very important topic in multifamily syndications. When you invest in a multifamily syndication, lots of legal documents are given to you, right? And they're all boring, it's very difficult to understand like what's really what and what you should be looking into that. So I'm going to make it simple for you. I'm going to break it down into different documents, what their purpose is and what you should be looking in them before you make an investment. Okay, so let's go through 5 important documents that are given to an investor in any pretty much multifamily syndications, and those 5 documents are: 1, private placement memorandum, or shortly known as PPM, right? The second one is operating agreement of the entity, most probably LLC, right? Third is subscription agreement, okay? Fourth, an investor questionnaire, okay? And fifth, the wire transfer document. Okay, so let's go one by one into these documents and let me explain you what they really do for you or for the general partners. Well, before I actually go there, I want to say something very important. Out of these 5 documents, there are about 2 or 3 documents that you actually sign. The rest of the 2 documents are for review only. So for example, the PPM and the wire transfer document, these are review only, you don't sign anywhere. The 3 documents, which is operating agreement, subscription agreement and investor questionnaire, you have to actually sign. And in some cases you don't even sign the operating agreement, you just review the operating agreement and you sign the subscription agreement, and the subscription agreement has the information that's necessary to actually, that requires your signature. And then in that case you sign only subscription agreement and investor questionnaire, that's it. Okay, so other documents are for review only. So please understand that not every document needs to be signed that's given to you. Okay, so now let's say you have pretty much made a decision to invest in a particular syndication, and the general partners of that syndication are giving you the first document they're required to give you as per the SEC laws is the PPM, or the private placement memorandum. SEC clearly states that the solicitation of the investment must be made through giving PPM only, and what that means is this PPM is supposed to give you all the information about this investment, and unless and until this PPM is given to you, there cannot be an investor relationship created between you and the entity. So it is very important. PPM is mandatory, right? If there is a multifamily syndication that does not give you a PPM, then there's a big problem. Do not get into that. Okay, so PPM is a required document. Okay, now think of this PPM as one of those mutual fund prospectus that you used to get back in the days, you know, and it used to have all the fine print and lots and lots of legalese and lots of disclosures, right? Its main purpose is disclosure, right? Share all the information about this investment with the investors, and it involves disclosing what is this investment about, what are the highlights of investment, how will the proceeds be used, what will be the background of general partners, what are the offering terms, what are the risk factors in this, what are the projections, like everything essentially. Now all of this information is actually shared with you in some sort of deck earlier, right? They must have pitch deck, there must be some sort of pitch deck or PDF given to you earlier. So one interesting way to do that is if you have gotten that pitch deck, you're going to basically make sure that the information you got earlier is exactly same in PPM as well, right? So that's the main function you're going to check. There should be no surprises in here, there should be nothing different here, right? It will also tell you what are the total number of shares being allocated and stuff like that for this entity, and how then you can calculate how much you will get as a result of your investment and that kind of stuff. This is a pretty long document. It could be like somewhere between 70 to 200 pages, like really long document. It's physically impossible for a general person to actually read all 200 pages with all these legalese, like you'll get lost in it, right? So I'm going to tell you a simple trick to actually check it out, right? What you can do is you can take this document, okay, and upload it to ChatGPT. Now this document itself does not have anything sensitive, right? Of course it does have, it's supposed to be confidential information, right? So this is a little bit of gray area, right? I don't know if your GP will like this, a general partner will like this, but personally, if one of my investors actually uploaded to GP in the general chat GPT, I don't actually mind it, but I don't know if your general partner will agree to it or not. But an easy way to do this is upload it to the chat GPT and then ask questions, right? Various questions. Give me the investor background, give me the use of proceeds, give me the risk factors, and just explain it in simple layman understandable terms, right? So you could do that kind of stuff. Another way is you can also upload the previous pitch deck that you gotten, and you can upload this document PPM and say, can you compare these two documents and tell me differences between them, right? So it will actually do all of that for you. So that is one easy way to actually check out or read this document. Okay, now let's go to the second document. Now the second document is operating agreement. Now what operating agreement does is, operating agreement is it actually tells you the name of the LLC, right? That's the LLC that's going to run the syndication, and then how that company is going to get run, right? All the laws or the bylaws or the rules of running that company is coded inside this operating agreement, right? So the operating agreement consists all sorts of stuff like who has voting rights, who are the managers, who are the limited partners, right? What is the tax treatment to this? What sort of reporting and record keeping requirements are? What are the rules about capital calls? Like all sorts of those kind of things are mentioned in this document. And again, this document should not have anything confidential or about you or your records. It should just essentially just all these rules, right? And another simple way to look at it is just upload it to ChatGPT, ask all the various questions, and just ask it to explain. Or what you can do is explain, only upload a certain section of the document. Say, I don't understand this section, explain it to me in an easy language, and ChatGPT can do that with you. Now the third document is subscription agreement, and what subscription agreement does is, the subscription agreement sort of ties you as an individual to this entity or the LLC that's been formed, syndication that's been formed, right? So it's a link between you and that LLC. So there, I think it's this document do contain your name in it. Very important. This document do contain your name in it. Okay, so do not upload this document to ChatGPT as it is, because if you do, then your name, that information will become public that you are investing in this particular syndication. Okay, and it has like bunch of other stuff too, but more important that it has your name and it has your investment level. So it actually mentions that you're going to give $50,000 and hence you're going to get these many shares as a result return for that, right? And so all of that, and also like so this is important. This is the document that you're going to sign, and this is the document that links you to that LLC. It's a smaller document compared to operating agreement, okay, but I only think that it's mostly like boilerplate stuff, right? But if you want to verify it, only like upload certain sections to the ChatGPT and ask questions, but do not upload it as it is, since it's going to contain your name in it, right? So far we discussed 3 documents, right? PPM, operating agreement, subscription agreement. Okay, now another important agreement, investor questionnaire. Again, this document or this particular questionnaire is a form that you need to fill, right? So there's nothing to upload here to ChatGPT or nothing. This is the simplest document you'll come across, because it has all the questions and you just need to answer those questions, right? And then you need to sign it. Now I want to warn you about some things. Okay, first of all, do not get alarmed if it's asking for your SSN. it's a common practice to ask about your SSN because we need that for tax reporting, correct, to issue you K1s. So that's why we are asking SSN. It will ask you also like how are you trying to invest? Are you investing as an individual? Are you investing with your spouse? Are you investing as a trust? And you investing as a LLC? What is your investment? How are you exactly investing in this syndication? So you'll have to pick one of those things. So, and also it'll ask about a financial background because now for SEC purposes, right, it's going to try to validate whether you're accredited investor or not, right? And so in that case, you'll have to basically tell it what your income is, what your experience level is in investing, all of that sort of stuff. It'll ask those questions. You need to answer all of them truthfully. You're going to sign that investor questionnaire saying, I did answer all of those questions truthfully. So do not lie here. Please answer all of these questions truthfully. And it's usually a formality. I don't think it's going to cause any problem for you, but just make sure you do. Now, some syndications actually use a third-party software like verifyinvestor.com, and they send that investor questionnaire via them. And in that case, they will ask you your tax return upload and stuff like that. And there again, here those companies are just trying to verify your investment eligibility, your accreditation status, and for that they need that information. And then they don't actually pass on that information to the syndicators or general partners. They just tell them whether you are accredited or not. They issue a certificate saying that, okay, this person is accredited, right? Right, and the last document is wire transfer. Now, if you've signed all of these things and then now you're ready to transfer your money, so you need to, wire transfers are commonly used. So it's common because it's a large amount of money, right? And checks take long time to clear, like this could take 7 days, 10 days, sometimes 14 days to clear, right? So the funds, in wire transfer, the money gets available immediately, becomes available immediately, right? That's why wire transfers are used in general, okay? Now in future, when a blockchain becomes common, people will probably transfer stable coins, so that's few years away, but until then you have to put up with wire transfers. And wire transfer can take 1 day, right? Especially if you do it after 2 p.m. on West Coast or something. It might go next day, so just be aware that wire transfer can take 1 day, and do not make mistake, right, in typing out the numbers for wire transfer. If you make a mistake, the wire goes out to somebody else, you're not getting your money back, right? I'm serious about this, okay? So one usual thing is to also like confirm the wire details by phone with the general partner. So when you given a document, because the document could have a mistake or document could have been given to you by somebody else as a fraud, right? So that's why you call your general partner that you're in touch with and say, hey, did you give me this wire transfer document? And they'll say yes. Please read out me the numbers, right? The routing number or whatever it's in there. Then you can do that. Now in some cases ACH transfer can be used because now Bank of America actually offers like a 1 day ACH transfer, okay? So that is possible, but most syndicators or most general partners will accept only wires. So don't get alarmed if the general partner comes back to say, sorry, we don't accept anything else, we just accept wire transfer only, okay? So those are the documents that are given to you, and again I'm going to repeat: the PPM, operating agreement, subscription agreement, investor questionnaire, and wire transfer. So once you make a decision to invest, these are the documents that will be given to you. I already told you what to look for in those documents, right? If you have questions, call your general partner. They should be able to answer your questions satisfactorily, and that's really the big test. Are they answering your question satisfactorily or not? If they are, then everything is probably okay, right? Again, there's a lot of interesting information like this on our website oldmoneycapital.com, and our Instagram handle is oldmoneycapital123. Thank you very much for listening.